marsh country in the cold, damp wind that blew at us, cowering forward for warmth and to make me a screen against the wind. The convicts were closer to me than before. The very first words I heard them interchange as I became conscious were the words of my own thought. 2 one-pound notes. "How did he get 'em?" said the convict I had never seen. "How should I know?" returned the other. "He had 'em stowed away somehows. Give him by friends, I expect." "I wish," said the other with a bitter curse upon the cold, "that I had 'em here." 2 one-pound notes or friends? 2 one-pound notes. I'd sell all the friends I ever had for one, and think it a blessed good bargain. Well, so he says. So he says, resumed the convict I had recognized. It was all said and done in half a minute, behind a pile of timber in the dockyard. "You're a-going to be discharged?" Yes, I was. Would I find out that boy that had fed him and kept his secret, and give him them 2 one-pound notes? Yes, I would, and I did. "More fool you," growled the other. "I'd have spent 'em on a man in victuals and drink. He must have been a green one. Mean to say he knowed nothing o' you?" "Not a ha'porth. Different gangs and different ships. He was tried again for prison breaking, and he got made a lifer." "And was that honor the only time you worked out in this part of the country?" "The only time." "What might have been your opinion of the place?" "A most beastly place. Mudbank, mist, swamp, and work, swamp, mist, and mudbank." They both execrated the place in very strong language, and gradually growled themselves out, and had nothing left to say. After overhearing this dialogue, I should assuredly have got down and been left in the solitude and darkness of the highway, but for feeling certain that the man had no suspicion of my identity. Indeed, I was not only so changed in the course of nature, but so differently dressed and so differently circumstanced, that it was not at all likely he could have known me without accidental help. Still, the coincidence of our being together on the coach was sufficiently strange to fill me with a dread that some other coincidence might at any moment connect me in his hearing with my name. For this reason I resolved to alight as soon as we touched the town, and put myself out of his hearing. This device I executed successfully. My little portmanteau was in the boot under my feet. I had but to turn a hinge to get it out. I threw it down before me, got down after it, and was left at the first lamp on the first stones of the town pavement. As to the convicts, they went their way with the coach, and I knew at what point they would be spirited off to the river. In my fancy I saw the boat with its convict crew waiting for them at the slime-washed stairs, again heard the gruff, "Give way, you," like an order to dogs, again saw the wicked Noah's Ark lying out on the black water. I could not have said what I was afraid of, for my fear was altogether undefined and vague, but there was great fear upon me. As I walked on to the hotel, I felt that a dread, much exceeding the mere apprehension of a painful or disagreeable recognition, made me tremble. I am confident that it took no distinctness of shape, and that it was the revival for a few minutes of the terror of childhood. The coffee room at the Blue Boar was empty, and I had not only ordered my dinner there, but had sat down to it before the waiter knew me. As soon as he had apologized for the remissness of his memory, he asked me if he should send boots for Mr. Pumblechook. "No," said I, "certainly not." The waiter, it was he who had brought up the great remonstrance from the commercials on the day wherein I was bound, appeared surprised, and took the earliest opportunity of putting a dirty old copy of a local newspaper so directly in my way that I took it up and read this paragraph. Our readers will learn, not altogether without interest, in reference to the recent romantic rise in fortune of a young artificer in iron of this neighborhood. What a theme, by the way, for the magic pen of our as yet not universally acknowledged townsman Tooby, the poet of our columns, that the youth's earliest patron, companion, and friend was a highly respected individual, not entirely unconnected with the corn and seed trade, and whose eminently convenient and commodious business premises are situate within 100 miles of the High Street. It is not wholly irrespective of our personal feelings that we record him as the mentor of our young Telemachus, for it is good to know that our town produced the founder of the latter's fortunes. Does the thought-contracted brow of the local sage, or the lustrous eye of local beauty, inquire whose fortunes? We believe that Quentin Matsys was the blacksmith of Antwerp. I enter a conviction based upon large experience that if in the days of my prosperity I had gone to the North Pole, I should have met somebody there, wandering Eskimo or civilized man, who would have told me that Pumblechook was my earliest patron and the founder of my fortunes. End of chapter.